Hello, everyone and no one. Welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. Today's forecast: The Weatherman. The 2005 movie starring Nicolas Cage as a Chicago weatherman, separated from his wife and children, debates whether professional or personal success are mutually exclusive. But joining me as always is Tier Alexander. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Bob.
It's not Bob, but okay. Join us as well as Angela. Angela, how are you today?
I am well. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. And with sports, we have Will It Forge, who actually doesn't really watch sports from what I'm aware of, which is why we put him there. Will, how you
Nah.
doing?
Damn.
Of all the days we could be having, this is definitely one of them.
Oh, I think that was about as far as I could take the joke newsroom speak for now without laughing any further. But yes, we watched the 2005 movie starring Nicolas Cage, The Weatherman, which has him, Michael Caine with a very American accent. Usually I see him do a Southern American accent. And by like Southern, I mean like actual American, like he's from the deep South. Like you're not quite sure, but you think he might have fought for someone who's seceded.
That's because that's the easiest accent.
Oh yes, for British, for anyone with a British or like Australian accent, doing the it has that naturally doing a Southern accent is that. But yeah, this was just one kind of weird ass movie, but still pretty good. It just thoughts tier.
uh, Nicholas Cage. This wasn't asshole Nicholas Cage. This was quirky, weird Nicholas Cage, which is always the best Nicholas Cage in my opinion. Uh, the supporting actors were pretty good. Michael Caine was amazing as always. But he did kind of play an asshole, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the wife was a bitch.
Tell us how
Yeah.
you really feel.
I mean, it was a mixture of the two of them and that whole thing. So the role she was playing, I think she played well.
Oh yeah, she
I
played
definitely
well, but
didn't
I
like
think she was a
Russ
bitch.
for
Yeah.
most of that.
When he smacked him with the gloves, I
Well,
swear to God, he just
Oh,
said, "I challenge you to a duel."
Yeah. Oh no, when he first
Simple as
got
dawn.
got in between him, it's just like, hey, you need to back it up a bit. And he's just like, what? Like quite literally, it's like, dude, do you not know how to like pull the shit of going to defend the woman that you have proposed to? Like that was fucking weak sauce.
Wait a minute. All right,
I
so
did not
so
realize, although Mike, the person who played Cage's mother and obviously Michael Caine's wife, was Judith McConnell.
who?
Lauren
No. Who would you
Judith
call?
McConnell. I know I've seen her
Yeah,
in a bunch of
yes.
stuff.
I have to look her up then. Cat, stop. Can you not scratch my leg?
At least I swear
but
I've
if I'm
seen
not
her.
scratching it, what's it there for?
A walk on for me.
We're
But
still in
well,
continuing along with it, Angela, your opinion.
I actually really enjoyed it. I don't agree with Tier on 90% of what he said. Um, I don't think that Nicolas Cage was an asshole so much as
No, I,
incredibly self-absorbed.
I didn't say Nicolas Cage was an asshole. I was talking about Michael
No,
Caine's character.
no, I don't think Michael Caine's character was an asshole at all.
I think he was out of touch.
I think he was definitely out of touch, and that's the problem. He is a man from another time, trying to understand what the hell is going on in his son's life because he felt like he didn't have the ability to help him.
And he was trying.
He did a
Exactly.
good
Yeah.
job playing that role too. I mean,
And
Oh yeah.
His wife, I don't think she was a bitch so much as she was just tired of being frustrated.
I mean, it's that whole thing. Like, there was quite a bit of it in his own that, like, he just. It's that kind of that whole thing of she got tired of putting up with the bullshit.
Exactly.
Because for so much of the movie, he just keeps thinking, if I can do just this one thing, it'll fix everything. And it, like, the
Yeah.
entire time his dad's trying to tell him, it's like, one thing isn't going to fix everything.
He was trying to explain that to him, but he just couldn't quite
Get the
grasp it.
words.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I do like the fact they did have him, for the most part, establish a better relationship with his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he was originally spending so much time concentrating on getting the marriage back together, thinking that fixing the marriage was going to fix everything else, when really all that he could hope for was fixing the relationship with his kids.
Oh yeah, that. And that's again like throughout the whole thing. It's basically the stuff his dad was telling him because when he's explaining the whole thing of we think we're going to separate because we're going to separate because it's what's best for the kids, and he's like, often the thing that's the hardest is the right thing to do. And in that whole situation, the mom seemed like she was trying to be a good mother, but he was just focusing way too much on thinking if he could, you know, get the job with Good Morning America and or with Hello America, whatever the fuck it's called. I
Hello,
can't remember.
America.
Yeah, Hello
Hello,
America.
America.
And then
The mom, as in his kid's mom, or
yes,
his
his
own?
wife or ex-wife.
I actually, for a hot second, was ready to just jump through the phone and bitch her. 'Cause
I think
the
you
second
run
that
into a situation where. Sorry, Angela. Go ahead and finish your thought first.
no, I would like to hear what you say
Well,
before I can, because I may have misinterpreted it.
well, and that whole thing since we kind of lost track of it. Will, your opinion of the movie?
I was kind of taken back. I've seen the movie before, but a while back, and of course, Swiss cheese memory is Swiss cheese sometimes. So I was kind of taken aback to see that Alfred Pennyworth was his dad.
Two questions. What movie and are you streaming?
Yes, we are streaming, and it's The Weatherman.
The Weatherman.
I better leave because I don't know that movie.
Hey, Batman.
Hello.
What up, Batman?
Hello
Good
and,
meeting you.
Hello and goodbye.
and goodbye. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil your stream. Take care.
All right, later, man.
Later.
Later. And click.
Anyway, I was going to say there is you run into situations I've seen in real life where you have somebody who's trying to be a good parent and cares about being a good parent, but's just bad at it.
Yeah, that's
So
how I felt
what?
about it.
And I think that was both of them. Want to be a
Yeah.
good parent, but oblivious and bad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I had the hardest time with was that she even entertained with without further investigation that it's possible that her son might have turned around and tried to rob the freaking counselor.
Oh,
And
Mhm.
I was just like, oh bitch, I am gonna jump through that phone and strangle your ass.
Hey,
Yeah, because that.
creepy counselor got creepy what he deserved.
No, he didn't.
no,
He
he didn't.
did. No, he deserved
He-
much worse.
He
He
got a
deserved it.
start on what he deserved.
He deserved an arrow to the ass.
Yeah, they only started to scratch the
Wrong
surface.
side of his body.
Arrow's long enough, it'll go right on through.
I did think it was funny of like all the different times they showed him actually getting fucking hit with fast food or a soda. And then the one
Mhm.
thing is like he rolled his window down in his car for like no reason and then gets hit with a big gulp.
Yeah.
Like I would okay, you're in your vehicle, you get a call on your cell phone, and you're near a busy street. Why the fuck would you have your window rolled down in what's supposed to be the middle of winter, even though it was warmer than they expected for it being in Chicago? Because they actually did film in Chicago.
Mm.
Yeah, they were suggesting the production be shot, or it's like Paramount was suggesting to shoot in Canada to substitute for Chicago, but Cage and I think it's the director. Scroll back up. Sorry. Yes, the director both said we should do this in Canada, or not Canada, but with like in Chicago for the authenticity, so they don't have to like CGI any the actual buildings or whatnot.
Yeah,
And
some of
also, it's
those
not
buildings
functional.
are very iconic.
And apparently, to kind of to go with it for a lot of that whole thing, other than him exclusively saying Wendy's for the frosty that gets hit with in the beginning, which the spoon that was attached to him was actually a metal spoon spray or it had been painted to appear plastic
Hmm.
because they held it in place with a magnet.
Ah.
But they had the McDonald's logo and seen somehow like 9 times. Oh, that's even funnier. Look at some of the trivia. Guess who threw the food at Cage throughout the movie?
Oh.
The director.
Oh,
I'll still say this is one of those like weird movies to where it's like you kind of have a resolve, but you kind of don't have a resolve. Like it would have been nice to know what like more of what the speech was supposed to be at his father's, living funeral, when all he's
Mhm.
got is, kind of bringing up the song "The Rock" by Bob Seger, which is a great song, and it's kind of funny that his father didn't understand it.
But his father remembered it.
Yes,
Yes.
And that was just,
sorry.
that was getting close to ready to tear me up. And I don't.
Yeah, that was kind of like he didn't get it, and he was explaining why. Your convictions and whatnot. That
Mhm.
that was
Yeah, it was no matter what you kept pushing through.
yeah. And that was sweet.
I will
I-
admit, movie there was a lot that hit me hard in this, even
Yeah.
though it was like presented in such a freaking weird way.
Yeah, and see, like that was the weirdest thing was how the daughter like what was it tore or it's like sprained her. I think it was tore her ACL.
Yeah.
And the other one. And instead of doing the whole thing of that whole thing, be like, hey, I'm proud of you for seeing something through to the end, considering that's not what his daughter had avoided for the most part. Because it seems like by the end of the movie, he finally was able to, like, okay, I have to support my kids, and not be like, do this for me or do this for. It's like, no, you need to, you should
Do
try
it
to
for yourself.
do it for yourself and see things through the end. Like, and he realized that later on when he started archery. But his daughter's at that age to where a lot of kids aren't going to follow through on something. Like you could tell his son was still trying to follow through with things. He just had a counselor who
Was a
should have been force fed a hot coal.
Yeah, I like that one.
And by that hot coal, I mean a red hot piece of fucking steel.
Oh, yeah, molten glass.
No, I want it to burn the whole way down. I don't want it to shake to him. It needs to be slow, painful. We're going into the wrong topic.
No. Wait a minute, really quick, good one. Have him eat a whole bunch of chia seeds and then drink water.
Won't do
Oh,
anything. Chia seeds are food.
Yeah, but the problem is chia seeds expand when they're wet. eat
Yeah,
dried
but
chia seeds.
I was
They'll
gonna
expand
say
your throat.
actually they've taken to warning people who consume chia seeds because they will turn around and rupture your stomach if you overdo it.
Because they expand when they expand when wet. So eat a whole bunch of them. Yeah, and then drink water. I'm pretty
that's
sure
I
he'll
never
get his
thought of
stomach.
eating them dry.
Yeah.
I throw them in my iced tea and stuff like that.
Yeah, most thing for people who do the chia seeds and whatnot from aware of, like, they're putting them in a liquid so they get up to full expansion when they go to eat them anyways.
Well, they don't just expand; they coat with a gel.
So apparently, I think we can all agree. While it wasn't near as relevant to the movie, the pedo, or technically he wouldn't be a pedo, but for all
The predator.
yeah, for all intents and purposes, he's a predator.
I mean, the son was still not legally an adult.
Yeah, but if we're looking at the technicality of like the difference between
Okay.
like a pedophile and whatnot, that's why I was like, for colloquial usage, anyone's going to call him a pedophile, even though it's not what technically the pedophile means. But we're not getting into that because I'll give him this:
The
the
people
dude who
who are
played
going to
it
argue it. Mm.
are typically jackasses, and I'm being one.
Well, no, actually, I was going to say, with the exception of Rotten, the people, and only because people that we talk to argue this, the people who argue this semantics of this are the people who are going to turn around and put the moves on the kid anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, why should you watch this movie? Nick Cage with a bow.
Yes, Nick Cage goes full archer on us.
Sort of. I mean, he only has the one where he kind of aims at Russ for a while. And Michael
Okay,
Caine has an astonishingly good American accent. That's not
God
Southern.
damn it. That's fucking James.
Yeah, you didn't realize that?
I knew when he popped up the other night in Minions.
Because I want to say it
I
was
think-
Gil Bellows is the one who played. I think Don was the guy. Was that?
I believe so. Let me take a look on the IMDb.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I can't remember what the counselor's
You
name
guys
was.
keep checking
What we said?
I said, you guys keep checking IMDb. I just look up cast of.
Yep, it is. The Don Bowden is his name, and that's played by Gil Bellows, who I'm pretty sure probably did not want his character to be that way, but I'll give the man credit. He followed fucking through with the act. Like he was convincing, and hopefully
Yeah.
he felt like shit afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, if he didn't, I've got concerns.
Yeah.
Because, yes, he did play the role concerningly well.
I mean, to be honest, he was only in a few scenes.
Yeah.
You know. And it
But
was
I mean,
probably more he had to
the
shower.
the first one was like when there might have been more scenes that they worked on and whatnot. We're not aware of that. But I do like the whole fact that it went from like, he keeps getting food or drink or whatnot thrown at him, and then they kind of have the conclusion at the end that he takes the job to better himself. He can support his family better since, he does bring up that he goes back to Chicago every weekend from New York. But he's like, I don't get food thrown at me anymore. Then again, I do carry a bow most places.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm still surprised Chicago, New York, he could get away with carrying a bow like that.
I don't think you really could.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you
Especially
can get away
not
with
New
it.
York.
I'm pretty sure you could probably get away with something like that.
New York has no concept of open carry.
Well,
It's It isn't a blade over. I think it's 2 inches long, and
It's not a
It isn't
gun.
a firearm.
it's
You
not a firearm.
and it's more like sporting equipment than an actual weapon. He could argue that like this is just sporting equipment. You
Yeah.
know, he always said like I'm heading to the range. You know,
Yeah.
the to do some target shooting. I mean, technically, you could carry a set of golf clubs.
True.
What's
It's
the
just that
difference?
whole thing. Well, he could probably. It'd be a little easier for him to get away with it as well, considering at that point he would also be pretty well known as the guy on Good Morning America or Hello America.
Yeah. Oh, you're Dave Spritzer. Yeah. Sweet.
I mean, yeah, James, definitely by far this movie is not going to be like the greatest of all that. Like Lord of War, in my opinion, is still definitely better. But this is one of the few ones to where it's like it's not terrible. I mean,
It
it's
isn't.
it's definitely not Time to Kill.
Hallelujah for that. I'm still pissed at y'all for that one. That's a deep cut and it's gonna rub me raw forever.
You shouldn't be mad at us. You should be mad at Nicolas Cage.
I need somebody to blame, and I choose to blame my friends.
I will say I do love that when he came back from New York for the testing for Hello America, and he slaps Russ with the gloves. That shit was just funny.
Yeah,
And
you
then
should
the
tell.
and then the fucking car right afterwards where he's just like, if you ever want your dad to not think you're a jackass, he's like,
Don't you shit that make him think you're a jackass.
he's like, you don't slap someone with your gloves unless he's like, you're a 19th century nobleman, to which I am not.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Uh, I'm curious to know how did he not know that she was dating like was she going through all this? All right,
General
so but
obliviousness.
no,
I
no, 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 no,
think before the class they went through to try to see if they could console anything, they weren't officially dating.
I mean, from the way it makes it seem that this has all happened within the span of a few days, maybe even a month at most. And if she's not dating him, then what was the whole point of going to the class if she wasn't trying to rekindle stuff? And and how did he not know that she was dating Russ?
Okay, for starters, she went to the class because he presented it as a way for them to improve their relationship with each other for their children.
That too.
Not
All right.
if he had said it was because he wanted to get back together, she wouldn't have gone. Even
Okay.
I even I could see that.
Okay. The second point. How did he not know that? Like again, if
He
or
was
how did that not come up?
because in the early parts of the movie, his character is very self-absorbed with himself, thinking that all he has to do is a few things and it's just everything's going to get better. Like quite literally, you can if you're paying attention to it. Like he keeps thinking if I just like again, it's like if he gets the job, that everyone's going to move there with him, and he's going to be happy. Like even look at how he had that dream when he's on good like of the Hello America and in the fucking parade, and they have the whole family there for some odd reason. And you even hear the announcer being like, "Wasn't there some fucked up shit with his family?"
Yeah, and they got over it. They moved here and they got over it
Yeah,
essentially. But that goes beyond delusion at that point. Like that's still something like, hey, mom's dating Russ. At some point, his kids would have said something.
well, look at when
They
he.
should have, but nobody did.
I'm pretty sure it was probably implied from when he was first there. And he calls the dude a dildo.
Possibly. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Again. God damn. Revenge of lunch.
Shouldn't eat such vicious lunches.
It was tuna.
Oh, that'll get you every time.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's cat food.
That's probably why my cat's clawing my leg. She can smell it coming from my pores.
Because that's why David had, it's like, oh, Dave, Cage's character had such a hard time implementing his father's advice of, the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are often the same thing, and that nothing that has meaning is easy.
What is it? There's a at the end, just you got to let shit go.
Yeah. Sometimes in life, you just gotta chuck shit.
Got to check shit.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong, I think.
No?
I like how he goes, the sun brings the umbrella. Like, yeah, I figured it might rain. Oh, but you trying to take my job?
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm
I'm gonna be a sportscaster. I'm gonna be a cameraman for sports.
gonna be a cameraman for Friday Night Football, or for Monday Night Football. Is that okay?
That's okay with you, Dad? Yeah.
I mean, in that whole situation, it's that whole thing of like, he's also kind of going to the whole thing of, I can't stop you from pursuing your dreams, so he can't, at least in this one, he can legitimately be supportive.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit, even when it
again,
comes
like
to
you said,
when it comes to like the funeral and everything, you even see his daughter starts to grow. Although it
Yeah.
was fucking crazy of him giving her a 20 and her buying cigarettes.
hey, back in the day, you could do shit like that.
Dude, it was 2005. They had that fucking ID for everything shit.
Yeah, I was 10 buying my grandmother's cigarettes, and that was what, 1996.
Yeah, and this was almost 10 years later.
Well, let's face it, 96, if they got caught selling them to kids, they'd gotten in big trouble too.
Yeah.
But
Was the
my
70s,
family
80s,
was,
60s, 50s.
my family was kind of well known in our area, so yeah, I guess that would be kind of moot at this point. Huh. But still, she goes there, she buys them. 12-year-old with a pack a day habit.
I will say, yeah, the camel toe bit was pretty inappropriate, and it was that was actually rather funny hearing Michael Caine say that.
What's the camel toe?
It's a camel toe. What's all this jacking shit and sucking shit? Just like, come on, man. Even you could figure that out. You're not that dumb.
Come on, Grandpa.
Come on, Papa. Or was it Pat Pap?
Pat pat.
Ups.
It was pop pop.
Pop Pop? Yeah.
Yep. You could tell he was getting proud of his son at the end. So
Oh, yeah, like, from the looks of it, it's like he was always proud of his son. It's just,
as bad as anyone else in the family at communicating it.
yeah. And it's that whole thing that, like, he was finally starting to see it. And it wasn't really until, like, the living funeral, then after his father dies, that he finally has the whole thing happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from the looks of it, like, even when, Noreen watches at the end when he's on Good, Hello America, and she sees that even she has a smile. So it's like, are they on great terms? No, but it seems like they're on better than they were.
I mean, at this point, but
In all reality, I'd even say this is probably one of like the more realistic of real life of people, of even like a minor celebrity there would be in the world.
better than they were didn't take much.
It's very true. But I will say that they let the daughter fucking take in strides for the whole insults thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was not expecting that conversation of him to flat out say, with the insults of like dummy when you get a question wrong, or camel toe, and her just being like, yeah, they call me camel toe. And then her being like, that's because camel toes are tough. They walk in that hot sand and rocks, so it means I'm tough. And it's just like, fucking bless your heart, girl. You are taking that shit in strides way better than so many others.
Yeah.
And of course, as standard for his character, it's like can't bring himself to correct her.
No.
She's taking it well, but that ain't what it means.
It's one of those few times where you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna let her roll with it.
Yeah, we're gonna let it mean that.
It's like the old joke of someone saying, why would you tell it's like, tell this guy the BDSM stands for Bible discussion and study material.
Oh.
He invited the preacher over for BDSM. Oh dear God.
That's terrible.
That is terrible.
That's a fun old joke though.
Wow.
I thought the whole camel toe bit was way inappropriate and screwed the director and writer for that part.
Well, that was kind of the point. It was inappropriate and awful that it was happening to his kid. And his dad had to point out that this was happening. Like neither one of her parents were paying enough attention to know this.
No.
I mean, yeah.
No, both of them were basically being self-obsessed.
Yeah.
That's like half to the whole like attempted reconciliation thing.
There are good people in this movie. I would
Michael
dare
Caine.
say Michael Caine, the wife, because
honestly, even the son, I would put the son, like the actual, like the person who plays Nicolas Cage's son, as a good person.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks familiar. Where do I know
He
him
was
from?
Beast in X-Men New Class.
I think he was also in a zombie movie.
He wasn't.
I think was it.
I think it was Life After Beth.
I think it was Altered Bodies. He looks like that kid from.
He was in Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies. There it is.
Oh, is he the protagonist in Warm Bodies?
Yes.
Yeah, he's Romeo. I knew I'm recognized him.
Also in The Menu, which, if you want to watch a darkly funny, weird movie, I do recommend The Menu. It was a very good, very strange.
It's like you know me. If it's a dark movie, I probably want to watch it.
Yes. Then you want to watch The Menu.
He gets cooked like the rest of them, so. Yeah.
Wait, did you see The Menu?
I saw clips of it. Someone was doing I watched a channel does Analyzing Evil, and they did an episode on the head chef. I forget the guy's name.
Then you should know that he dies before they get cooked.
Everybody gets cooked in the end,
or something,
except for one.
I know that John dies at the end, but oh wait, different movie.
Before we completely spoil this for Will, because
I seem to recall seeing previews for The Menu.
It's so good. It's really good. I don't want to like boost it too far because then you'll hate it. Because that's just how it goes. But yeah, it's a good movie. You should check it
Oh, apparently this was also the director's lowest budget movie, and I
Mm.
guess for the Hans Zimmer score, that was the director playing guitar. And apparently, when they were filming this in February, it was a warm year that year because there wasn't a lot of snow. They actually didn't have any for February in
Oh.
Chicago.
That's pretty
That's
wild.
odd.
Yeah.
February in Chicago without snow. That's just a major outlier there.
Oh, apparently, the one who plays his son, Nicholas Holt, is Nicolas Cage's co-star later on in Renfield, which we'll get to at some
Oh.
point.
Yay. Yay.
I do really like, for being a weatherman, they really implied how it's not an exact science.
It isn't.
Oh
No.
yeah, it's meteorology is only ever best guess.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the like wildest memories that I have from when I was a kid. We are sitting here in the house, listening to the rain hit the windows, and Captain Mike is doing his weather thing, looking at the camera, going, I am so sorry that I have to say this to you, but it is a bright, sunny day here in San Diego.
Clearly, he didn't look that sad.
And the reason is because their job is to tell you what their machines are telling them.
Yeah. Well, that's like people think, oh, the weather calls for okay, it's like I live in Holland, Michigan, so if it says the weather calls for rain, it has to be for that area. So it's like it's a percentage chance in that area,
Yeah.
not just a percentage in total. Like, that's something a lot of people don't understand, even full-grown adults.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, Western Michigan is not known for stable weather.
No, the lake has a lot of effect on that.
My favorite one was, and you probably even kind of know the area, a little bit at least familiar. Working FedEx and going up to Newaygo County, and I had a day I was in whiteout conditions.
Mm.
I couldn't do half my work that day. Came down at the end of the day, and it's like they're like, "Why are you putting weather coating on all these things? The weather's fine here." Well, you're in Grand Rapids, Walker to be specific. I crossed 14 Mile and went from whiteout to I can see every star in the sky.
I can see clearly now. The rain
Yeah,
is
exactly.
gone.
Over the course of 150 feet, I went from whiteout to not a cloud in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
That's all lake.
Aha! Meteorology is a step above tarot card reader.
Sometimes
I
a
don't know
step
about-
below.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because usually with tarot card reading, that's also reading the person as well.
It was the fat one. The fat one.
I was gonna say I could do better reading your tarot than most meteorologists do.
Again, it was the fat one. Miss Cleo told me.
It was the what?
The fat one. That was her famous line.
All I'll say is the gal who played Shelly, the daughter, is Jesus Christ. Does she have one long ass fucking name that I am not even going to try to pronounce because holy shit, would I butcher the first part of it? It's like Gem
Okay.
Men Ne de la Pena.
Jonah de la Pena.
There you go.
She looks like the chick that played in Hereditary. The
Except for she'd
I don't know.
be way too old for that.
I just said she looks like her.
She did a good job as well.
Yeah, she was really good.
I also did like how well they depicted it. It's like, the person who's a celebrity trying to live a normal life, but because they're kind of a celebrity, people are going to say something to them. Like, especially right at the DMV, and the guy's like, you don't got to be a dick.
Like, yeah, can I just, not deal with this for 20 minutes?
Yeah. Well, again, it falls in that whole thing. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And even like a lot of them don't realize they're coming up because they think they're saying something funny or and whatnot, but usually they don't realize they're coming up being an asshole as well.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get my papers renewed. Can you give me a few minutes to
just trying to
get this
redo
done?
my fucking vehicle registration?
Yeah, so can you, I'll sign it. Just let me get this done, and then let me deal with some things, and I'll get it done.
Stuff and things and all that jazz.
I mean, at the end, he did sign that guy. So goes, hey, you're
Well, again, it's
yeah.
that whole thing. He was making legitimate positive change at that
Yeah.
point. Since it's so early on in the movie, he's letting all his
Yeah.
frustrations happen and just taking them out on whoever, pretty much. I mean, granted, the best person he did take it out on was the one who threw the fucking apple pie at him.
Yeah, he rolled up.
That shit was hysterical.
Yes, it was.
Fucking chasing after the dude on foot and then pushes it back into the guy's face. Oh,
The only way to make that better is the pie still being hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this McDonald's hot apple pie at that time frame, they serve it up at approximately 13,000 degrees Kelvin.
Yeah.
It's hotter than the sun.
And it comes out of the fryer hotter than the center of the sun and stays that way for half an hour.
It's just as hot as their coffee.
They don't put it under the heat lamp. It is the heat lamp.
Back in the day, they just used those over fucking over the food.
Oh god, and the whole thing of him aiming the arrow at Russ, 'cause I just saw the photo again where it's like everyone's standing there just looking at him and he's just like he stands there for a little bit still aiming and then he just like puts it down.
I can do it.
I still gotta give my speech.
And then the fucking power goes out.
Yeah. I mean, that was to show that for a lot of it, most people aren't really going to cared what he had to say because it's, reminiscence of his father and everything. But the main thing was that his father heard it and was listening and paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they actually did the same thing twice. Like, did he manage to give the speech at, his funeral? His actual funeral?
Yeah. Well, they didn't really specify, but I'll be back in a second. I'm going to grab a drink.
Oh, God.
It's about to get off the rails.
There were rails? When did we have rails?
I was gonna say, I think the rails.
I didn't say we followed them necessarily, but we're definitely going to get off
But
them
they
now.
existed.
They're there somewhere.
We were watching them and kind of running parallel.
oh, there they are. Huh. In other news,
Yeah, it's really great that we didn't run into any tunnels.
They do the same
Right.
thing with the strawberry cream pie.
Oh,
You know, he says he's gonna go get a drink, and then I realize, hey, the vodka's still next to me.
oh, I
well,
don't like
that is my
vodka.
drink of choice, and I'm angry that you have it and I don't. So
Yeah, I gotta throw back here. I got a mega pint of Tito's.
God damn it! What I wouldn't do for a bottle of Grey Goose.
Well, I say
And
mega pint. It's like nearly 2 liters. And no, I ain't drinking that in one sitting.
I
The
mean,
only
Terry, you're over
vodka,
21. You could easily just go to the store and buy it.
I
the
don't
only
like people that are over 21.
I don't like going to the store.
That too.
Yeah, Angela's just started to learn on a scale of tier to Terry just how much I don't go out.
You're the Terry. God damn. Shit, you're
Yeah,
closer to Terry than Tier.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
he's
way closer to
closer
Terry
to
than
Terry.
Tier.
yeah. I think Terry's the only person I know that goes out. It doesn't really go out that much because, like, quite literally, for me going out, it's predominantly work,
Work. Market.
the
Yeah,
store,
Will doesn't even go out that much.
I work
and
from the next room,
typically
and
once a week. Typically once a week, I do go visit my parents.
say I work from the next room, and at least 9 out of every 10 store runs are orders for delivery rather than me going there.
And like, I can't even say that, oh, I go to the gym because I just do that during my work week now. So it's I go to work, and then depending if I have overtime or not, I go to the gym after work.
Tunnels, that would be cave banging.
Mm, 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 mm. Excuse me.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
trying to say earlier that I found literally one vodka that I liked, and that was um called St. Petersburg.
Never tried it, but I do very much like Tito's, and I like Stolichnaya.
Let's look
Don't
up some
remember
of
if I've
these.
tried Grey Goose or not.
When it comes to vodka, most vodkas are just vodka to me. Like, unless they're adding a specific flavor to them, they're really not much of anything. Because that's like, I can't remember who I was discussing this with, where we were discussing rum, and I said I prefer like Kraken or Captain Morgan Black, which it's extremely difficult to find nowadays because they
Mhm.
don't have the vanilla taste into them.
I actually really like vanilla
I think it was Angela. It's not that I hate it, it's just I like it without the vanilla better.
I like rum plenty fine. I like whiskey. I like
Hey, what's up,
wine.
Johnny?
No Hellcat.
Hellcat.
Because then I've also found out if you use rum, I will have to make sure I pick up another one of the pineapple ones. But yeah, I made myself a drink of the Kraken, and then I have the sugar-free Minute Maid. I think it's Mango Passion. Pretty good together. Nice. You got your oxygen concentrator working. Any luck on instead of just
On your
using your
phone?
cell phone? It's like plausible computer. Hey, I say plausible, but cell phone would be better just to be able to have something.
Lost your phone?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Again, don't go to a strip club and leave your fucking phone. What I tell you.
Yeah, watch this. He sets all of his notifications to be able to go through his phone for any social media he's on, and he just goes and he talks shit to people, puts it on vibrate, and sticks it up his booty hole.
Ew.
Yeah.
I haven't made
somebody
add a
who-
joke at James' expense in a long while.
Hey, I knew somebody who carried a pager clipped to their bra. It would give out the number at random.
Wow.
People are weird.
Green got smacked to hell. Oh, I see. You
Did someone
bullshit
text?
took your phone and smacked it?
Did someone text you a picture of Boogie again? You couldn't help but reflexively punch it,
Maybe it was just a goatsy.
or that. Oh my god! Now all I'm thinking of is a thing where a guy put it online, and it's apparently, I guess, was a meme. But he went in for a
Someone
job
texted me a
interview.
picture of, but
Well, no, he went in for a job interview with like someplace for like a. I can't remember what the hell it was, but it was more of like a tech thing or whatnot. And he hadn't heard back from them yet, but he got this whole thing of basically a scammer.
mm-hmm.
So he sent them a goatsy. And that whole thing of them, since they were trying to be a scammer. And he's just like, well, and then an hour later, he got called by that company's HR. And when they, got the whole explanation, he didn't lose. He actually got the job. He also has a new way to deal with scammers. But they're like, yeah, you're the only one who didn't like fall for it. But please don't ever do that again.
Mm-hmm.
James, how many times have I told you Angela isn't looking for that kind of picture?
I can't see chat, so I'm feeling a
Be
little
glad.
called out. Please.
We're not even going to say it.
After that, I need another drink.
I need an adult.
You are the
I am an
adult.
adult.
I need another adult.
Have you tried looking in the mirror?
Nope.
I'm not convinced anymore that he's even cleverly disguised as an adult.
I'm just honestly, I'm just two teenagers stacked on top of each other in a trench coat.
I mean, all
Teenagers? Since when
Yeah,
have
yeah.
11-year-olds been teenagers?
We're counting ourselves as teenagers. Damn it, we're close enough.
If you add us together, it's 22.
Nah, he's the
See?
type of person who's like, I'm a preteen. Like trying to be all edgy about it. And then once he actually finally turns 13, he's going to have the little piece of paper that says preteen, but the pre is scratched off.
Yeah.
They call me McLovin.
And he's gonna have,
Hello,
and he's gonna
Sean.
be, and he's gonna be taking pictures, trying to look all hard and shit. Holding this paper out like, yeah, I'm a badass. It's like, oh, that is cringe as fuck, bro.
They call me
But always remember,
tater salad.
Tater salad.
always remember, I may be cringe, but I am free.
I are free.
Okay.
I'm not free. You got to pay for this.
No.
You signed that contract. You're paying.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You agreed to a helping of nothing with a extra helping of nothing.
No. It was 1/2 of 1/2 of 1% if you get monetized, minus royalties.
No.
And the royalties are one half of 1%. Darn it!
Oh man, I actually went back up to 39 subscribers, so we might be going somewhere at some point.
There we go.
Uh, Otherwise, not really too much else to say about this one. I mean, pretty well shot. Not terrible.
Yeah, I mean-
Apparently, the inner monologues were actually done before the recording or shooting began in a studio, and Nicolas Cage did the inner monologues early, and then then was fed the onset audio.
Wow.
Dude, Nicolas Cage is a trip when it comes to some of the shit he does. Like, he's not the overbearing method actor, which I still love. That I think it was Sir Christopher Lee had that with someone to where they were like, "Well, I do this to get prepared for this role and everything." And he's just like, "Have you tried acting?" Oh, some of the shit that's been done in Hollywood for that is great. Like, apparently during Saving Private Ryan, Matt Damon had a whole thing of like, "Oh, if we try it again, I think I can get the right thing this time." And like Spielberg flat out said, "Or I can hire someone else to do exactly what I tell them." And like Matt Damon brought that up. He's like, "Yeah, I got fucking humbled." I mean, yes, it definitely was a movie. I actually think it's a rather enjoyable movie. I don't think it's like one person was trying to say for their review of like how it's a, social commentary on the emptiness of our current American culture.
Oh God! In 2 movies,
meant-
there's the Wicker Man.
We're not rewatching The Wicker Man.
Holla fucking loser.
I'm fucking vetoing that.
Ah,
Holla.
you've already watched it once, right?
Yeah,
That's enough. Once is just enough. You don't need to watch it anymore.
yeah.
I've
I'm not.
only seen it once, and I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, and
I'm kind of of the philosophy that once is twice too many.
Yeah, for the Nicolas Cage The Wicker Man, Angela, you've seen it once, and that was one time too many.
The bees, not the bees. Oh God, not the bees. Shut.
Otherwise, still pretty enjoyable movie. I actually
Yes.
really did like the art, like the scenes of them discussing archery. It was pretty nice to see something a little different for a lot of that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is gonna be a bit shorter of one. There's just not really too much to discuss.
One thing with that, they almost got it perfect in that spot. He started to show the interest in her and everything. It's like, why did you want to get into archery?
Mm-hmm.
And stopped at least one why too soon. Oh, so you wanted to do hunting? Why did you want to do hunting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one why too soon.
Little girl's a psychopath waiting to happen.
That
Maybe
was
she's
the
just
thing that
interested in
bothered me.
hunting.
Huh?
That was the one thing that bothered me about all of that. I was just like, you just should have left it as she wanted to go hunting, because I didn't need
Yeah.
to know she was a psycho that wanted to kill animals.
Yeah, as soon as you got into the whole killing animals thing, like if she would have said flat out, "Oh, there's different animals that can taste good, and they'd be really good to," then from what we know of, they are really good to eat.
Well, later on when she explained it, it was like, okay, I kind of get it. Because she was like, at least the animals move. The target doesn't move, and it's boring.
Yeah.
She wants a challenge.
Well, it's
Exactly.
she. Go ahead, Angela.
Exactly. It's boring for her to just sit there and shoot at a non-moving target.
It's that
There's
whole.
no challenge to it.
I was gonna say, well, it's not the fact that there's a challenge. Is it something that's gonna keep? That seems like at the moment it's gonna keep her attention. And that's the biggest problem for her. For her age at that whole thing, there's a lot of people who will go through that to where they think they want to do something and they find out that it's not going to be this thrilling epic. Like, she doesn't understand when it comes to a lot of bow hunting and whatnot. For a lot of hunting, you just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move, make no noise.
Uh,
When
de-
the critter shows up, you draw that bow as slowly and quietly as you can because you
actually,
don't want.
depending on how
Well, it
you do
depends
it.
on
Well, no, it does.
depends on the bow because some
Well,
of the cams,
well, no,
you
no.
can hold it
Hold on,
drawn.
hold on. We're not even talking about the bow. Depending on where you hunt and what you're hunt, it's like and how things are going for hunting. You're not going to try to be as quiet as possible. If it's your own property or whatnot, you actually want to frequent that property so all of the animals get used to your smell and that you're going to be there. So if they hear you, they don't think anything of it. It's when you go to that location that you've never been in, that's when or the animals are more likely to get spooked by you. That's why, like, it's still pretty well known. Like for bears, they're going to avoid you because that's why they say it's like one, definitely carry bear mace, but two, you actually want to make noise because most bears are going to avoid you like they owe you money, unless it's a polar bear and it's hungry. And if it decides you're going to be prey, I pray to God you get out of there before that can ever happen.
Well, see, the problem is most people won't be in areas with polar bears.
You'd
So,
be surprised.
They get a lot. They get a wide range.
I was gonna say
Okay.
that's a great theory tier, but
okay, all right, let me rephrase that. I will never be in the area with a polar bear.
As far
I
as
Certainly hope not.
that is true.
as far as you're trying for.
Yes, if a polar bear comes to the fucking city, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be throwing up gang signs by the end of the week.
Wow.
But final thought to the movie, tier.
Amazing watch. Watch it again. Watch it two more times. Great acting. Aside from my little gripes about it, it's pretty good.
Angela?
I really enjoyed it. If you like weird but touching, you'll like this movie.
And Will.
It was worth the second watch. This was my second time through on it, and I definitely enjoyed it again.
Yep, it's definitely a movie that almost seems at first like it's trying to be Oscar bait, but I would honestly say it's not. It's trying to be legitimately genuine. Still a little far fetched in some points, but that's just the way it is. So in 2 weeks we will be doing the World Trade Center movie. We're gonna skip the Ant Bully because Nicolas Cage is just, I think, the villain's voice, and I don't really care.
Oh no, he's
I think
he
he's
is
one of
the
the.
sorcerer Zoc.
Oh, that's it. So he's not one of the main
The
characters.
secondary.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a Deuterius. Deuterant. A
And that-
Don't worry.
Deuteragonist. I know I can say that word, and I'll be damned if it beats me.
Use your words, tier.
So
Use your
obviously we all know what the World Trade Center movie is going to be about.
No, I don't. What is it going to be about?
Oh my.
words. Says the TSA guy.
Well, my sweet summer child, you're going to learn about it in 2 weeks.
Yay!
But
Well,
until
I
then,
missed that one.
you can you'll be able to catch Tier tomorrow, and most likely myself on the Minions, where he will be doing Minions in space.
Space.
And if anyone wants to fill him in on what the World Trade Center is going to be about, you can tell him there.
What?
Or-
It sounds like an interesting movie.
Or just let him writhe.
Isn't it fun to see the bait squirm on the hook?
And then he also has the Thursday show of Never Watch Alone,
Always a fun show.
the midnight show on Saturday, and he joins us obviously on Talking to the Void as well. That will be next weekend. Angela, I believe you still doing the gaming arcade with Mr. Adam on Mondays?
We're not. We're going to try to do it this week, but Mr. Adam is going.
Oh, that's
to be
right.
on
He's on
So-
Safari with Sanguine.
Safari.
With
Is it
Sanguine
a
and Quiz.
Turpin Safari.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the wilderness with
Yeah,
Penguin. And
he's
Squid.
camping. I forgot about that.
So we're gonna try to
No guarantee because they're doing that.
yeah, exactly.
They're out there, seeing if they can find a bear for Sanguine to kill or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Only
I
me
don't
in
think
the
it's
forest
about
where.
Penguin killing a bear, but it
I
does
don't.
sound
I,
like
I don't know them well enough to make the gay joke, so I won't make the gay joke at them. So I
well
know
no, it
Sanguine
sounds
is
like
a tall, strong dude. So it's like,
okay.
he's probably trying to kill an animal or something. But go ahead, Angela.
It sounds like Quiz wants to try hanging off of cliffs to take pictures.
Ah,
And he's trusting the other guys to hold the rope.
Good
I
luck.
Danger
don't
will rise.
I'm
to
pretty sure he's
danger.
just trusting Sanguine. But then Angela's
wow.
also on the Never Watch Alone. Last I knew, and obviously
Mhm.
she's also on the Midnight Show. Joins in Talking to the Void. James will eventually be with us again one day when he can either get a phone or an equivalent of.
Somewhere out there.
Will has the Saturday streams to where he's either painting or gaming.
Yep, and this upcoming weekend should be a watching paint dry show, which is the art stream.
Sweet.
Nice.
I don't have to work, so I can be there.
Well, there goes the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And obviously, I have this show. I join typically on Mondays of Minions when I'm at the gym. Obviously, I join on Saturday. I can't join on the Never Watch Alone because I am at work.
Feel your pain there.
And then I have the Talking to the Void for the every other one. And there's a plethora of things to watch. Like, have any of you watched Wendigoon's newest video?
Which one is his newest video?
It's on. It's one of those like almost YouTube horror things.
I haven't seen that one. The last one I saw was the kudzu video.
Yeah, this one's on another set of videos that like a person did, which I actually recommend watching the playlist. It's really fucking weird.
I've
And it'll take like a couple hours.
I've actually been watching the he says they're called ARGs.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But I have the Mandela the Mandela County one.
Mandela Catalog. Yeah, this
Yeah,
newest
that
one's called The Oldest View. It's done by King Pixels. It's a 5 video thing. Not bad, actually.
Cool. I'll check it out.
I mean,
Well,
granted,
that's
it's not like Wendigoon needs me, recommending his stuff, considering he's got like damn near 3 million subscribers.
Mhm.
Yeah, his is a rabbit hole I haven't gone down yet.
But I don't care. Like, he's a great storyteller.
I'm actually waiting to see what happens with the red thread after everything that went down with Charlie.
Yeah.
Because I was actually enjoying the red thread.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Jackson and Wendigoon will keep it going.
But otherwise, we are going to get out of here. It's been fun again. Good movie. I definitely recommend it. It's probably one that you could watch like once a year or whatnot. I'm not saying it's going to be a compulsory watch. And if you happen to like the thumbnail for this one, it's like, hey, it's good to see you getting off your ass and making a better thumbnail. I'm actually going to be trying that from now on instead of just being super fucking lazy about it.
Sweet.
This is
Say that like being lazy is a bad thing.
Best thing.
Thumbnail of watching a lot of things on it. Thumbnails can make or break you as well. Like, I've been watching quite a bit of the Unsubscribed podcast and all the different people they've had on there. Like, they get a variety. I just get a little. They do a lot of ads though too, which isn't too terrible. You know, they got to make their money somehow. But we're gonna get out of
We're
here.
sponsored by
It's
Pfizer.
well,
We
I
are
wouldn't.
not sponsored by Pfizer. I'm sorry, Pfizer, that he did that.
Please don't sue us.
We
Don't
have we have
delete
no
us.
financial compensation because, like, obviously, you know, there are so many studios and everything that are listening to this, mostly Function Idiot. You know, just because of how much weird shit I do. Obviously, there is gun companies, all the fucking Hollywood studios, even Bollywood. I'm making it all over the world, and they're just listening to me
Goddamn
like
right.
this. Mostly Function Idiot is totally good, but we can't let him know his views are going up. So we all have to watch it all at once, and we're gonna share the screen so only one person's seeing it.
Damn.
It, if you want to sponsor us, contact information is out there for us somewhere.
So,
I mean,
so
technically, my Twitter
Vicinity.
DMs are open, but if you just have a picture of a relatively attractive woman, I'm not gonna think it's the right person.
Hmm.
I don't know how many of those I've seen to where it's like I'm in some group thing or whatnot. Or otherwise, like I haven't had it on this, but I haven't uploaded a fucking Rumble in a while. But I've had the ones like, "Hey, I've seen your Rumble channel and I want to help you grow," and I'm like, "Oh God, get fucked."
Yes,
Uh,
I'm so fucking tired of that shit.
Yeah, get that stuff on the Twitch. Midstream, a comment comes in, it's like, somebody ban that.
Hey, I like your content. Your content could do better. You know, hey, come talk to me and maybe we can get something set up where you can grow. Please
the
let me
whole thing
know.
like, "I can show you how to grow." I don't even know who you are, man. But we're gonna get out of here. Have a good one, folks.
Bye, all.
Bye, those guys.
Bye.
Those guys are the ambulance chasers of the digital movie world or content world.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.